guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Books with BethX here, and I hope you're doing very well on this lovely cloudy July day. Happy Sunday as well. This is actually going out on the day that I'm filming it, hopefully, unless something goes very wrong. I hope you're having a good July so far. I mean, it's only a couple of days in so far, but yes, I hope you're doing well. And it is July TBR time, which, to be fair, I aim to get them out before the previous month ends, but it's fine. I've had a hectic few weeks. So yes, this month's going to be an interesting one because I actually have 0 library books on here. I do have a couple of audiobooks and a couple of ebooks, but 0 library books because I really want to try and get through some of my physical TBR, which is actually sat right next to me right now. So let's begin. And as always, this is very ambitious. And as always, let me know what you're planning on reading in the comments, because not that I need any more books to read, but I want to nick them and add them to my own list. And also let me know as well if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were, because hopefully you can then either set me up for disappointment like Aaron did for tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, or you can set me up for happiness. So yes, let's begin. So as you probably may or may not know, I started listening to the Expanse series on audiobook because I want to watch a TV show at some point. So in May, I listened to The and Wakes, gave it 4 stars, so it was good. I enjoyed it. And in June, I started listening to Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey's second book in the Expanse series, and I'm carrying that over to next month because basically I listen to audiobooks when I work out, and because I was away, I think I worked out I've been away like 8 days in the past month, like sleeping away, and just been hectic at work and so on. I've not really been working out that much, so I'm hoping to pull that back, and I've got about 11-12 hours left of that, so I should get this finished. And then if I enjoy Caliban's War, then I will continue the series and read Abaddon's Gate, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, also by James S.A. Corey, and it's the 3rd book in the Expanse series. So we'll see how that goes. They're all on Audible. I had like a 3-month free trial of it, so I thought I'd make the most of it. Then we'll see if I can continue the series once I finish those through. We'll see. In terms of ebooks, I am still planning on reading or rereading A Darker Shade of Magic, like the whole series by V.E. Schwab. Still haven't started it, have I? No. But yeah, I want to read at least the first book and maybe make a start on the second one and try and catch up with the readathon. They've probably finished the first one by this point. But her sequel series, sort of, I don't know if it's how related it is to the original series, but I know it's sort of a separate series. That's coming out, is it October? Something like that. Fragile Threads of Power. So yeah, I want to reread this, ready for that. So let's go on to our physical. So on Instagram, you should follow me on there because I do post quite a lot of funny memes and things like that on there, especially around Lord of the Rings. I'm always finding the Lord of the Rings memes. You can tell I'm a bit of a Lord of the Rings fan. Not sure if you can see it, but it's right there. And there's a user on there, The Clockwork Book. I quite like her post. She reads a lot of like fantasy books and things like that. She is doing a summer readathon, which I'm taking part in. I've got 3 books planned to read for that, and I've actually already started one of them. And that one is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. This fit into 2 of the tropes, things, prompts, 2 of the prompts. I can't remember which 2. There's one, I think there was, did I put this for the new book release? Might have done. And for the book by a BIPOC author, or BIPOC author, which obviously R.F. Kuang falls into. So yeah, I made a start on this. I'm about, I think, 80 pages in. I'm planning on hopefully finishing this within the next couple of days to get sort of ahead on the readathon. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far, but honestly, the audacity of the main character, I'm just sat there like in shock, honestly, at what the things she's doing and the way she's justifying them, honestly. And I know it's just going to get worse because I'm only 80 pages in, like I'm probably about a quarter of the way in. I know it's going to get worse. And I'm already just like, how can she do that? But anyway, really enjoying it. So yeah. And I've also got my Illuma Crate Witch King metal bookmarking, which is quite cute. We've got a whale on it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm 86 pages in. So chapter 7 to be precise. So her book has just been published. But yeah, enjoying that so far. That's the first one I'm planning on reading for the readathon. And then the second one I'm planning on reading is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. So this is for the book adaptation prompt. Obviously the whole series based on this series is out now. Really good series, I really enjoyed it, but I thought I really want to get these read and then I can get to Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, because I've heard so many incredible things about them, and from, of course, The Clockwork Book, because she's always posting about them on her Instagram. So yeah, need to get to this, and I thought it was quite a nice short book to read as well, so I should be able to fly through it. Although I have heard bad things about this book. I've heard it's not the best, but I'm sure I can fight my way through to get to the rest of the series. So yeah, very excited to finally get to this one. And then finally, the final book I want to start for the readathon, because I definitely will not be finishing this, but I want to make a start of it, and it also again fits a couple of the prompts, is of course A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. Finally, I want to finally get to this. I'm not travelling much this month apart from in the next couple of days. Once that's over, that's it. I haven't got any travel plans for July. So my plan is to definitely get through this because it's massive. And I was just trying to use the readathon as an excuse to start it sooner, pretty much. But obviously I know I'm not going to finish this during the readathon. I'm lucky if I finish one book usually during them, let alone two, let alone three with this massive giant book that I've got here. But yeah, I'm just using it as an excuse to start this, so I'm very excited. I've heard great things. I haven't read high fantasy in quite a while. I've read a few like urban fantasies and historical fiction fantasy, I suppose. Look out for my wrap up to hear a bit more about them, but yeah, really want to get to this one. And then the final physical book I want to read is another chonky one. It's one that everyone's talking about at the minute, especially on TikTok and Bookstagram, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Now, I picked this, I know it's long, but I feel like it's one of those that I'm just going to fly through. If I like it and I fly through it, then I'll be very happy. And again, the second one's being released in October, I believe. So it'd be good to get this one done, read, and then I can get ready for the next one. I have seen actually there's a beautiful Waterstones edition that's been made. So maybe if I enjoy this, maybe I'll branch out and buy it, maybe. Then I've already got this hardback version, so I don't need two, do I? But yes, we'll see. But yeah, very excited to read this. Heard mostly great things. A few people have said it's not written very well, but we'll see. I'm not usually that much of a, what's the word, like a person that really prioritises well-written books. Like I can go from Pride and Prejudice to something like this, which is like more trashy. Is that the right way of calling it? I don't know. But you know what I mean? I'm not really too fussed as long as the characters make sense. So I've heard that they might be a bit two-dimensional, but we'll see. But yes, I'm looking forward to reading this and getting in with the hype a little bit. So got this. And then the next book I want to read this month is this month's Illumicrate book. So each month I do try to aim to read the previous month's Illumicrate book, basically. Sometimes it works, sometimes it fails. And last month I didn't quite achieve it with Witch King, but then it does move into my little pot where I then pick out books from there, which I'll explain in a second because that's a new thing that I'm starting on this channel. So this month, obviously, if you have not received your Illumicrate box yet, skip this point. I'll put a timer on the screen for you to jump to if you want to see the last book that I'm planning on reading. But this month it was The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacroix, and this is stunning, of course, but also the story sounds really interesting. It also sounds like it might be LGBTQ+, which is another benefit to the book. Might even be good disability representation as well. I mean, just, I'm not going to show you the full thing, but look at that. But yeah, it sounds really interesting. It sounds kind of like dark fantasy, so should be quite good. It's quite chonky again though, so we'll see. But yeah, hopefully I will get to this month. And then the final book, which I've sort of already hinted at. So basically, each month what I'm going to do is compile all the Illumicrate books that are featured in the box, so in the items, and write them down because a lot of them I have not read, basically. And I want to try and catch up on books that I haven't read that may have been featured in previous boxes, or ones that are like new releases, and try and sort of get a bit more in with the times and learn about more recent fantasy and sci-fi books. Because in the first full books box that I received, I hadn't read any of the books. There was only 3 featured in there, but I haven't read any of them. And then obviously I've got the book from that month. So I put them all into here. There was a 4th one. I've already picked out the one I'm going to read this month. But I also put Witch King in there, which was the one that I picked out. So that's worked out quite well because I've got a physical copy of this. I will say the other 2 of the other books, I'll put the names on the screen because I can't remember them off the top of my head, but they are both 99p on the Kindle store at the minute. So if you want to buy them, you can do so on there. I think the other one was still only £2.50, so it's just like very cheap. But yes, I picked this out, so I guess it means I get to read it very soon. And actually, this was one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I was kind of sad that I did not get to it last month. So we will be getting to this, and I'm very excited to read it, and it doesn't look too long. I mean, I'm planning on reading a lot of books, as always, with this pile of books which is about to fall over. Yeah, it's fallen. But it's fine. We've got a lot to read, and I got a lot of free time to do it in this month, so it's all good. So yes, that is all the books I'm planning on reading in July. So a very quick fire go over of all of them. Have you read any of these? Please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, which will be my June wrap up, which is going to be quite an interesting one. So I'll see you there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.